Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back and I hope you guys are all doing great. So today I pulled out the colors because I am definitely feeling the summer spirit. I can't wait for summer to come. Oh my god, it is my favorite season. And with that being said, we are talking about a summer type product. So this is a bronzer duo from Wayne Goss, and this debuted a few months ago, so this is not new to his lineup, but it is new to me because I didn't pick this up originally because I didn't appreciate the shade range, and we're gonna get into that when we get into the demonstration of this product and the swatches. But we're gonna go ahead and start out with the product details, and I'll give you all the rundown about the product before we jump into the demonstration, and then I will wrap up with my final thoughts. So as I mentioned, this is from Wayne Goss, and these are the Radiance Boosting Face Palette. There are 3 options available on the Beautylish website, and they retail for $45 a piece. Now this is a bronzer contour duo, so there are 2 different shades in each of these, and you get a net weight of 16.5 grams or 0.58 ounce of product. And this product is made in the USA, and as I said, it is available on the Beautylish website, so you can pick it up there and you will get free shipping over $35. So these actually ship for free. So let's go ahead and read the product details. So it says here, Sunkissed Sculpted Skin Made Easy. The Radiance Boosting Face Palette by Wayne Goss is a contour and bronzer duo that gives you everything you need to shape, sculpt, and boost your skin's youthful radiance with a natural, healthy looking finish. Wayne Goss is quoted here, and he says, I wanted to create a palette that anyone can use to recreate the look of skin gently kissed by the sun. The powder goes on like silk for skin that radiates health. The formula is infused with cocoa, mango, and kupuasu butters. The silky powder formula melts into the skin without settling into lines or emphasizing texture. Second skin pigments mimic the look and feel of real skin for healthy, youthful radiance that's all yours. It features a luminous bronze shade with a satin skin-like sheen, no visible glitter or sparkle, and a sculpt shade with a natural matte finish to recreate the look of shadows on the face. To use, apply the bronze shade wherever the sun would naturally hit your skin, like the tops of your cheekbones, forehead, nose, and décolleté. Use the sculpt shade to contour sculpt underneath the cheekbones, along the sides of the nose, eye socket, and jawline. And there are 3 options available, like I mentioned before. The lightest one is called light gold, and it is a soft beige gold with cool undertones, and light taupe with cool undertones. We have satin bronze, which is a medium tan with neutral undertones, and medium taupe with cool undertones, and then deep copper, which is a rich bronze with warm undertones, and deep tan with neutral undertones. Now the packaging is very simple, which fits with the Wayne Goss aesthetic. He goes for very simple, sleek packaging. We have a silver reflective box with all the product details, sizing, and manufacturing information, and the ingredients are listed on the box. And the compact itself is this bluish purplish gunmetal shade with the Wayne Goss logo on the front, and then on the back you have a black label with white writing that has, again, the product information, sizing, details. Something to note though, the usage life on the back of the compact says 9 months, but the box says 24 months, and I was low-key impressed with the 24 months because I was like, oh my god, 2 years, I'm definitely gonna use this up before that. No, the usage life on the actual compact is 9 months, so which one is right? I'm gonna go with the 9 months because that seems more fitting than 2 years. Tricky, tricky, tricky. I don't like that at all. But anyway, the names of the 2 shades are also included on the label, and this compact opens with a snap fit closure. Inside we have a mirror in the lid, and as usual there is a protective plastic sheet that I wish brands would stop including in their products, but who am I, right? The powders are included in separate pans, which I actually appreciate because you can get right in there with a big bronzing brush, or like a little contour brush, either way, and you can mix and match as needed. And I like the sizing of the powders because again, you can go in with a large brush to bronze all over the face. So that is the compact design. Let me go ahead and show you the swatches of the two shades that I picked up. So we have Satin Bronze and Deep Copper, and I will show you these swatched out on my arm. These powders are very lightweight. They feel very silky. They feel kind of thin as well. There's no real bulk or substance to them, which can be a good thing for face powders because that means they will blend out pretty seamlessly on the skin. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the demonstration of this product, and then I will wrap up with my final thoughts. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and apply these duos to the skin, and we're gonna apply these duos in a couple of ways. I'm going to apply it on one side of my face that is completely bare, so I only have a light layer of moisturizer that has been allowed to sit on my skin for half an hour to completely sink in, and then on the other side of my face I'm wearing a light layer of foundation that is set down with a light layer of powder. So it's not sticky, it's not tacky or anything. And then on this side I didn't set my skin, so this is just plain moisturized skin. And I'm going to start out with the lighter of the two shades that I picked up. So this is the Satin Bronze Duo, and this is described as medium tan with neutral undertones and medium taupe with cool undertones. So this is meant to be used with medium toned skin. And the shades in here are Bronze Glow, which is the bronzer, and Medium Taupe. And there are directions on how to apply this, which is how I'm going to apply them. So it says apply the bronze shade wherever the sun naturally hits your skin, like the tops of your cheekbones, the forehead, the nose, and the décolleté. And then the Sculpt shade is used to contour and sculpt underneath the cheekbones, along the sides of the nose, the eye socket, and the jawline. Now I'm not gonna do all of that. I'm just gonna go in and contour as I would normally, and I'm grabbing my Anissa Beauty sculpting brush, and I'm going to pick up the Sculpt shade on the side of the brush, and that picks up pretty well. This is a synthetic brush, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the bare side first. This only has moisturizer down, and this product is interesting. It definitely has a gray undertone, as you would expect for a sculpting shade, but it is a very lightly pigmented shade, and it kind of blends away easily, which you kind of do want with a sculpting shade. You don't want it to be too heavily pigmented. You do want to be able to blend that out. And I think that blends out pretty nicely, and it leaves just a very slight shadow, but you can see the shadowing that it created. Now let's apply this to the side with the foundation and see how that goes. It is coming off as very, very gray. It's very gray on my skin, which is not such a bad thing when you're going for a contour shade, but for me, I have a warmer undertone. I lean a little bit neutral, but I have some golden undertones to my skin, so a gray will definitely stand out as gray. And I like the subtle color that it has, so it doesn't look too intense. It can definitely translate as a shadow, so I appreciate that. So I got the Sculpt without it being too harsh, even though that gray definitely stands out. Alright, how about we try to contour the nose bridge a little bit, since it does say you can use it for that. So I'm just gonna run that along the side of my nose. Okay, so I like this color so far. It's very lightly pigmented, and the color is giving a sculpting effect to my face, and it blends out pretty easily. So you can see the line I created, but as I blend, it blurs out. I actually thought this product was gonna be way too light, and it is, but that gray undertone makes me happy that it's lightly pigmented. So, ooh, it does create a nice sculpt to the nose, again, without being too overly pigmented. All right, let's go in with the bronzer side now, and that is Bronze Glow, and I'm gonna pick that up on another Anissa brush. This is the powder brush. Grabbing it, and we're gonna apply it to the temple area just to see if we can get a bronze look from this. Okay, I am picking up product. Product is going on the brush, but there is absolutely no color. I'm getting a sheen though. That is definitely giving me a sheen and a shine. Okay. Nothing is happening. Nothing. I mean, maybe you can see something slightly happening on my face, but I literally am seeing nothing but a little bit of added shine, which I don't want shine, but I really can't, there's nothing discernible. I can't see anything. So that color is definitely way too light. The contour shade works well enough. As you can see, it's a light contour, but the bronzer, I literally don't know where it went. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop in the before and after, and you guys tell me if you can see where the bronzer went. And I did get product on the brush because this was a clean brush, so it wasn't like I didn't pick up any product. So let's go ahead, show you the before and after, and we'll see if there is indeed any difference. Alright, next up we have the deepest duo that is available, and this is the deeper of the two that I picked up. So this is the deep copper duo, and it is described as a rich bronze with warm undertones and deep tan with neutral undertones. So we have two shades again. We have Copper Glow, which is the bronzer shade, and then we have Deep Taupe, which is the contour shade. And we're going to go ahead and apply this the same way we did the previous duo. So starting out with the contour shade on the moisturized side. Okay, so that is definitely deeper and richer than the previous shade, and it picks up pretty well, and it's also blending out pretty easily. It is definitely a strong gray undertone. Oh my god, that is intense. Alright, let me try it on the foundation side where we have powder. So this should be a little bit more on the lightly pigmented side. And again, it's applying pretty nicely. I think on this side it looks very close to the medium duo. It's almost like they have a similar depth to them. This is just slightly deeper. And again, I like the depth of this shade because it is giving me that sculpt without being too intense and too dark. On the moisturized side, it picks up a little bit more, so I would recommend setting your skin with a little bit of face powder, just a light dusting, just to remove any extra moisture that can cling to the product. But on this side, it really does apply pretty nicely. I do like that. Alright, let's try to contour the nose and see how that works. This is the square foundation brush from Real Techniques. I don't think I mentioned that before. And again, it's given me a nice, do you see that, the little shadowing? It is working out really well for sculpting the face so far. The contour shade is working pretty well, blends out pretty nicely, and it's given that barely there shadow that is very beautiful for contour. So I like the shade, and I do prefer it over the medium shade because it is a little bit richer and it shows up a little bit more on my skin, which I prefer. So let's go in with the bronzer shade now, and that is Copper Glow. So I'm just gonna grab it, same brush, and we're gonna pick up as much of the product as I can because I feel like I was missing product before. I mean, it shows that product is being picked up. So let's apply that to the temple area. I think I see something like a little bit, but not a lot at all. Like, it's not even discernible. The contour shade I see, but with this bronzer, I mean, it's a little bit, I see a little bit of bronzing. Wow, wow, okay, I was expecting more from this. I did not expect that to be all that I got from this product. Interesting, interesting. So this gives a slight sheen to the skin again. It's like micro fine pearl. It's not glitter, it's not shimmer. It's just this pearlized glow. So it's giving me a little bit of shine to my skin, but hardly any color. There's a little color. Like, this looks a little bit more bronzy than the medium duo, but still, like, you know what, let's go ahead and pop in the before and after again so you guys can tell me if you see a discernible difference. Alright guys, so now that you have heard all the product details, you've seen the packaging up close and personal, you have seen the swatches, and you have seen the demonstration of these two bronzer contour duos on my skin tone, let's go ahead and give you my final thoughts. So, I don't like these at all. And I have a few reasons. The first one is the price point. These are $45 a piece, which is not actually that steep when you compare it to other higher end brands on the market and even luxury brands. But Wayne Goss to me is not a luxury brand. And it's not a high-end brand either, just based on the packaging and the presentation. This packaging feels very cheap. It's just a plastic compact. There's nothing luxurious about it. The label is very basic. Like everything about the packaging, even though it's sleek, it's very basic. So that $45 price point, that doesn't quite jive with me. You get a decent amount of product, but we have other bronzers on the market that have close to the same amount of product for way less. And I mean, this is a duo, so you have to take that into consideration. But I just don't jive with Wayne Goss's price point given the presentation and packaging of his product. But another thing you have to keep in mind is that this is self-funded. So it's more expensive, of course, for him to fund this brand on his own. And in addition to that, he is producing smaller quantities, which also drives the price point up. So the price point is steep. I don't appreciate having to pay that for Wayne Goss products, but at the same time, like, I understand why it's priced the way it's priced, and you do get a pretty decent amount of product. So I'm kind of here or there with the price. Like, I'm struggling with it, but at the same time, I understand the price point. But the biggest reason I don't like this product is the shade range. Let's be real here. There are 3 options available, and I picked up the last 2, so the medium and the dark tones, and this does not work on my skin tone. The bronzer shades don't show up at all, like at all. I'm like, where is it? In the dark duo, the bronzer barely shows up on me. It applies very lightly to the skin. I couldn't build it up. It barely gave me a bronzed effect to my skin, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Some people do like a very subtle bronzer. I personally love a subtle bronzer. I love one that just blends in seamlessly with my skin. But there was no color. There was no warmth. I was like, where is it? There is a radiance because it has a subtle sheen to it. It's not discernible though. It's not like glitter or sparkle, but there's a sheen to it. And if you get up close and personal in a magnifying mirror, you will see the very fine shimmer. It's not metallic, it's not high frost, but you can see it if you go up close to see what's giving you the shimmer. But there's definitely a sheen there, which can be stunning on the skin. Like, it can give a beautiful glow to the skin. But that's not what I'm into. And I mean, it's not a bad finish. It definitely looks beautiful. Like, the finish of the powder is beautiful. But where was the color? I couldn't find the color at all. Like, I was like, maybe you guys can see it in the before and after, like the difference, but I could barely tell I was wearing product. And I kept layering it up and hoping that something would happen, but I just kept getting shinier and shinier. So I'm not loving the shades at all. But the formulation, I will give him that. The formulation is very silky. It applies really well, blends out really nicely. The contour shades actually showed up on my skin, but they are very gray. And I'm like, I don't want to be casket ready. I do understand that a contour needs to have more of a shadowy effect. It has to have more of a little gray tone, cool tone vibe. But girl, that was ash and ash and ash. And both shades were ashy. Both of them showed up on my skin though, both contour shades. But I didn't really like how they looked on my skin, how they translated overall. Like, they didn't really give my skin this beautiful look. In fact, they just looked like I put gray eyeshadow on, which I didn't truly appreciate. They blended okay, but the colors are just, what is going on? What is up with the shades? And it says that it's pigmented, and I'm like, where? I don't see it. So it's like, I wanted it to work, but it definitely didn't. And if I tried out the deepest shade and it barely showed up on me, what's gonna happen to anyone that's deeper or darker than me? What's gonna happen? I don't understand. Was he excluding deeper skin tones because he's pulling one of those, oh, we'll expand the shade range later on? because I don't buy it, because we have other indie brands that are releasing deeper, darker shades. They're releasing a better shade range, and you would think that Wayne Goss, as an influencer, as a YouTuber, would know better and would cater to other skin tones than light and medium, because that's all these shades are gonna match, all right? If you're deeper, forget about it. I could barely wear any of these. Like, come on, I am so underwhelmed, unimpressed, and I don't know that I'm gonna pick up any other products from his line. I was thinking about trying out one of the blush duos because some of the shades look pretty, but after trying out this bronzer contour duo, I am rethinking that. It is now obvious to me that he's excluding a certain shade range from his entire collection, and that's disappointing, especially from someone who should know better and somebody that I actually respect in this beauty community. So I'd like to see him do better. I'm going to give him the grace of seeing if he grows and expands his line, because again, he is self-funded, it is an indie brand, but at the same time, I'm like, you're a makeup artist, you should be able to include everyone and create shades that span the spectrum of skin tones. If he didn't go ultra deep or ultra light, I would kind of understand, but like, he legit stuck right dead in the middle and didn't even veer further to the darker side of things, because I consider myself a dark tan. Like, usually there's always a shade for me at least, but his bronzer didn't even show up on me. So I don't like it. I don't recommend it. I am going to return these actually because they're too pricey to keep in my collection, and I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to use them at all. I actually have better options in my collection that I will gravitate towards first. So it's just sad to say, but I don't like this product and I don't recommend you guys pick it up. But if you have tried it out, let me know what you guys think. Again, you might have a different opinion than mine, and that is fine. That is absolutely fine. And if you have a lighter skin tone, maybe you have a different experience and you really like this product. Again, the formulation is silky. It does apply really nicely to the skin. I think it blends and blurs really nicely. And the sheen that it gives, if you're into that, it's okay. Like, it's pretty. It does look pretty on the skin, but the shades just, there's nothing I can do about that. So again, let me know what you guys think. I will leave a link down below where you can pick this up on Beautylish if you're interested in trying it out. I'm not saying try it out, but just in case you were interested, I will leave the link down below. I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter where you can follow me along. And if you like the video, why not go ahead and hit the like button and share with your friends. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Like, what are you waiting for? And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys.